Good Thursday morning. I'm back with a brand new DCEU update. All right. So I've got three basic stories I'm going to talk about today. I've got the HBO Max story that just dropped. I've got what's going on with Ezra Miller and the possibility of the return of the Snyderverse. And then I'm going to talk about all of the weird things that have to do with the Batman film coming out. So you're going to want to stick around for this whole thing. This is going to be interesting. All right, the first story that I'm going to talk about today is HBO Max. And this was something I wasn't expecting to see, but just yesterday they talked about, it was either yesterday or the day before, but they came out and said, and this was confirmed by Warner Brothers and HBO Max, that last year when Wonder Woman 1984 premiered on HBO Max, right after it was done, they lost 50% of the subscriber base on HBO Max. And I was shocked to find that out. That I was not expecting them to talk about that or even suggest that something like that happened. That was kind of bizarre. Now, we still don't know what kind of viewership came in and subscribers came in with Zack Snyder's Justice League. That was obviously a big thing for them because that came, 3 or 4 months later. And that definitely brought people in. And there are some reports out there, and I don't know if this is true. I doubt that this is true, but they said there are some reports out there saying that Zack Snyder's Justice League actually brought in over $3 billion in revenue across the world. Now, I don't know how they can verify that, and no official numbers have ever been released by HBO Max or anybody else. So they are still hiding just how popular Zack Snyder's Justice League is. And that's why there was a big push for it. That's what was going to bring in those viewers and new subscribers. And I'm sure that happened because right now HBO Max is doing pretty well. They are growing exponentially. So we're going to see where that leads in the future. There's lots of things coming down the pike for HBO Max, but I do know at the end, well, it may have already happened, I did hear that a lot of the DC shows, movies, not shows, but the DC movies were all being pulled from HBO Max. I don't know why. I heard Wonder Woman and many others were going to be gone. The 4 Keaton movies, there were many DC movies that were all of a sudden going to disappear. And this is something I don't understand. They're all co-owned together. Why those things come and go is beyond me. I don't understand why they can't stay on the network that they were created with. It just blows my mind. And I do understand that they sell things to other streaming services to make money, but it's kind of weird. I don't have a spot for DC. Just anything that they've created, keep it there. Keep it there. That would get people to subscribe. But no, it almost got me to cancel. I seriously, I'm about this close to canceling HBO Max. But I want to see what's going to happen. I pay for it monthly at the full price, so I'm sure they would give me a deal if I canceled and they begged me to come back. But I'm almost to that point where I am going to leave the service and see what happens. I will be reviewing Peacemaker, so I'll keep it until that's done, and then I'm probably going to cancel until something big goes on there because this is just not cutting it the way it is. And the amount of stuff they're getting rid of, just like I said, it boggles my mind. All right, so let's talk about what Ezra Miller did yesterday. This had social media just completely up in arms, and this post did get pulled. I don't think Warner Brothers was very happy with him, but he posted the story of a headline saying basically Ben Affleck is coming back one more time and only one more time to play Batman in the Flash movie. And then he had ha 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 all over it. And he is definitely suggesting that it's a joke, that Ben Affleck is going to be back to play Batman again in future films. Now, here are my thoughts on this. I don't know if that's true or not, or if he was just being ultra silly. There are a lot of people convinced that, no, this is actually the road they're going to go down, and Warner Brothers got pissed and had him pull it. But I still think Ben Affleck, there's a possibility he's going to be in the Batgirl movie. Okay, if he is, I think they're going to keep it a secret, and it is going to come out shortly after the Flash movie. I mean, if he disappears in the Flash and then all of a sudden pops up in the Batgirl movie, that would definitely get raise some eyebrows and get people excited. But the success on both that movie, Batgirl, and also Aquaman 2 are going to depend upon what happens with the Flash. The Flash could tank. I mean, depending upon what they do with the story, it may not end up well. And that's the other possibility of why he posted this. This could be damage control, trying to get people excited to go see the Flash movie. I don't know. They still don't have a trailer. And, I mean, it's 9 months away, and there's no trailer. So I don't know what's going on with all of this stuff, surrounding the Flash. I mean, we don't even have really an Aquaman 2 trailer. We don't have even we had the little bit of the, the Black Adam trailer, but they need to show more of that because that comes out long before the other two movies. All right, so that leads me to the last story today, which is the Batman. Now, on a personal note, I did go get the the Batman calzone pizza yesterday, and I did get a clean box with, that didn't have all the oil or pizza in it. And the owner, well, not the owner, but the manager at the time told the person giving it to me, don't do that with any other customers because they've been selling them on eBay for over $20. And I let them know that's not going to happen. I'm a Batman fan. I'm definitely going to keep it as part of my collection. And they had just gotten in. They're giving posters away with the pizzas, one poster a week for the next 4 weeks. And the second poster had just come in. And so I've got that poster as well. And I may post a picture of both of those. If I can remember to go downstairs and take a picture of it, I'll post it in the video here while I'm talking about it so you guys can see what those posters look like. They're pretty freaking cool. So that was kind of neat. Now let's talk about the controversy surrounding the Batman. The more I'm seeing on this film and the more I'm reading, the less excited I'm getting. And I was pretty excited to see it, and I still am, but I'm going to go in very cautious. Because, man alive, the things I'm reading, I'm just not digging it. First of all, there was a kid's book that just got released on Amazon. It's 144 pages. A lot of adults are buying it too, though. And it takes place right before the Batman movie and kind of gives the backstory. And there was a summary of what the book actually contains posted on social media. One of the things is that they do mention Metropolis, so Metropolis does exist in this universe. And the other big thing that I don't like is that Batman was trained by not people around the world, not detectives, not fighters from around the world, but he was trained by Alfred. So they're basically going off the Batman Earth 1 storyline by Jeff Johns, which I'm not... why they have to inject him into his stuff, I don't care for that. I've never read that story personally, and I own over 5,000 Batman comics, and he has never been trained by Alfred in any of these. So I am not digging that aspect of this, because you can't make the world's greatest detective or the world's greatest fighter from one, MI6 agent or whatever he's a part of. Or was a part of when Alfred was younger. And it did say that he does have a conflict with Alfred, in the story. And the other thing is, somebody who's supposedly seen the movie said that this is going to be a very different type of film, that it is very much like Silence of the Lambs or The Zodiac Killer, that it kind of follows along with those types of movies. I think one of the things mentioned was maybe The Usual Suspects or something like that. And then they said that there's definitely going to be some controversy surrounding it, and that it's going to be talked about for a long time after it gets released. What this means, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do a bait and switch and make Catwoman, the one who saves the day at the end of the movie. I don't know if it's because they're changing up the history of Batman, or because, he's not going to be the typical Batman that we're used to. I don't know what that controversy means or what it could possibly indicate. All I know is if they go the route and do this bait and switch like they've done with some, the MC shows on on Disney Plus, and they do this bait and switch and say it's a Batman movie, but it's more about Catwoman. Yeah, I'm not going to be happy about that if that happens either. It should be a Batman film, and she should not be overshadowing Batman in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if that's where they're going to go with it, but I wouldn't doubt it. With the way movies have gone and TV shows have gone recently, they could go that route. It's a very real possibility. Also, this could, like I said, it could just mean something to do with Bruce's history or Batman's history. What I'm hoping is going to happen is I'm hoping they're going to bring the Court of Owls into this. The one thing that book had mentioned was that Edward, and I forget what they said his last name is. It's not Edward Nygma, but his name is Edward, and that he is actually already pre-established before the movie, and that he has a deep hatred for rich people and their dislike for people who are lower than them. And he sees Bruce Wayne as one of those individuals. So he has a personal grudge against Bruce Wayne. And it does say that the police give Bruce Wayne a pass on crime because he is rich. And that could be one of those controversial things that they're talking about, acting like rich people can get away with stuff, which is good to agree. I would say that's politicians. Politicians get away with all kinds of crap because they're politicians. So that could be kind of what they're hinting at as far as part of the controversy. Who knows? The end of it, the movie is going to be very telling. I'm excited to see it. So it's one of those movies. I am getting tickets. That's the other thing, is tickets go on sale on February 10th. So if you're going to go see it and you want to go see it opening night, I will definitely be there for the preview showing so that I can get my review up here on YouTube. But I am still excited to see it, but I am going in a little cautious and a little nervous because I'm not liking what I am reading and what I am seeing in regards to the Batman movie at this stage. I like the look of the film. I like how it looks dark and gritty, and we'll see what happens. But I really do hope they bring in the whole owl storyline into this, because it looks like there's definitely some history with Bruce's family in this, which would be interesting. But I don't want to see Bruce's family also. I don't want them to say that his family was also, that they were criminals. I don't want to see that happen either. So they could turn him into kind of a darker, more neutral figure, not entirely good, but more bad than good. And we'll see where this goes. Batman should always be on the side of good. So we're going to see what happens with that movie. What are your guys' thoughts? What have you seen? I'd like to hear what other people have seen out there and what your thoughts are on this. And are you even going to go see the Batman? I have lots of people commenting that they are boycotting Warner Brothers. I'm not boycotting them just yet. It's going to depend on what happens with the Flash movie. But I am getting irritated with HBO Max, shuffling around all the DC stuff. And, this could end up just being a disaster by the end of the year. I do know that the merger with Discovery is coming a lot faster than they originally said, and the merger should be completed before the middle of this year. They expect it to happen maximum 4 months from right now. So we're at the beginning of February, so March, April, May, June, May, well, probably by May. So it looks like it could be before June, actually. So we're going to see what happens with that. I'm very eager to see the announcements that are going to be made and the waves that are going to be made by that merger. So that is coming up shortly. All right, we will see you guys on the next recap.